They told us Africa must forever seek approval, but we stand today and declare we will forge our own path. From the heart of the Sahel.
A land too often reduced to tales of struggle and chaos. A powerful story has emerged on that has sent shockwaves through global headlines and challenged the mightiest of nations. At its core lies something deceptively simple. A passport. To the untrained eye, it's just a travel document. But this passport is no mere piece of paper. It's a blazing emblem of sovereignty, pride, and a bold defiance of the chains of dependency that have bound Africa for far too long. When the Sahel states unveiled their new passport, skeptics were quick to dismiss it. They branded it a doomed endeavor, proclaiming its failure before it could even take flight. Whispers spread like wildfire. Europe had rejected it, China had turned away, and the alliance itself was crumbling before it could stand. Yet beneath this clamor, a deeper truth burned bright. This wasn't just about crossing borders, it was about Africa's right to define its own destiny, to stand tall with dignity, and to demand respect in a world that too often denies it. January 2025, three nations, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, stepped onto the global stage with a fearless proclamation. Only months earlier, they had broken free from ECOWAS, a bloc they felt no longer served their people's dreams. Now they were forging a new path, the Alliance of Sahel States, or AES. This was no reckless whim. ECOWAS, once a beacon of West African unity, had for many in the Sahel become a symbol of stagnation, bureaucracy, and foreign control. By walking away, these nations roared a message to the world. They would no longer let outsiders shape their future. The AES was their chariot to self-determination. This alliance was more than a declaration, it was a foundation for action. Leaders vowed to build a central bank to steer their economic fate, a judiciary to uphold justice on their terms, and a shared flag to embody their unity. These were not mere gestures, they were the bedrock of a sovereign future. But the boldest move was yet to come. Among the AES's first acts was the launch of a biometric passport, unveiled with a ceremony that echoed across Africa, a triumphant celebration of a historic milestone. For the first time, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso offered a travel document tied not to ECOWAS, but to their own united vision. The symbolism was undeniable. A passport is more than paper, it's a key to the world, a badge of identity, and a declaration of independence. Mali's Minister of Security, Ali Mohammed, spoke with unwavering conviction. He proclaimed that the AES passport carried the same global weight as its ECOWAS predecessor, backed by the International Civil Aviation Organization's legal recognition. This was no empty symbol, it was a legitimate, internationally valid document. For the people of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, it meant liberation, the freedom to study abroad, to trade beyond borders, to seek medical care with dignity. For their leaders, it was proof that Africa could act without bowing to Paris, Brussels, or Washington. In Bamako, Niamey, and Ouagadougou, citizens flocked to claim this new emblem of hope. Students saw it as a gateway to opportunity. Traders envisioned new markets. Families saw it as a shield for their future. In their hands, the passport became a beacon of possibility. But history warns us, every claim to sovereignty sparks resistance. Today, that resistance often comes not with tanks or sanctions, but with whispers, rumors, and headlines that outrace the truth. Almost immediately, stories swirled. Social media posts, regional papers, and global outlets carried a unified chorus. The passport was rejected. Europe had shut its doors. France had spurned it. Even China, a hoped-for ally, was said to have turned away. What began as murmurs grew into screaming headlines. Passport faces global rejection. Radio stations echoed the claims as fact. To many, the message was clear. The new passport was worthless. By mid-February, the rumors reached a fever pitch. French-language papers reported visa denials for Malians. In Asia, claims surfaced that China's refusal was a calculated move to isolate the AES. A moment of triumph was suddenly cloaked in crisis. Picture a student in Ouagadougou, once jubilant, now fearing her Paris study dreams were dashed. Imagine a trader in Niamey, ready to expand to Europe, told her document was useless. Envision a family in Bamako, desperate for medical care abroad, paralyzed by the thought of rejection at the border. The passport, meant to embody freedom, was now painted as a burden. The rumors' power lay in their seeming authority. These weren't shadowy internet posts. They appeared in respected newspapers, on mainstream radio, in global reports. They felt undeniable. Across cafes, classrooms, and markets, pride gave way to doubt. Critics within the Sahel accused leaders of chasing hollow symbols. Foreign commentators called the AES reckless, fragile, doomed. For a fledgling alliance, these blows struck deep. The Sahel's leaders refused to stay silent. Mali acted swiftly, with its Ministry of Security issuing a clear statement. All embassies had been notified about the passport, with physical copies delivered. The issue wasn't rejection, it was bureaucracy. Foreign consulates hadn't yet updated their systems to process the new document, causing delays, not denials. The passport was legal, valid, and recognized. Leaders emphasized that no formal rejections had come from France or the EU, only administrative hiccups. But for citizens bombarded by alarming headlines, these assurances felt thin. Then, on February 26th, a pivotal moment arrived. China's embassy in Mali issued a resounding statement, debunking claims of rejection. It clarified that delays were routine for new documents and affirmed China's full recognition of the AES passport. The tide began to turn. Newspapers that fueled the rumors now printed retractions. Headlines softened. The narrative of rejection cracked. Yet the damage lingered. For thousands across Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, the initial story had taken root. Corrections came too late for many. Trust, once shaken, is hard to rebuild. Students hesitated to apply for visas. Traders postponed trips. Families feared border rejections. The passport was legitimate, but the shadow of doubt persisted. Politically, critics pounced, accusing AES leaders of rushing into symbolism without preparation. Western analysts painted the Sahel as unstable. Some neighboring nations questioned aligning with the alliance. The storm of rumors hadn't destroyed the passport, but it had dimmed its shine. Perception in global politics often outweighs reality. Yet from this adversity, something extraordinary emerged: resilience. Across the Sahel, young voices rose. Students and professionals argued that the rumors themselves proved the passport's significance. If they spread lies about us, they said, it's because they fear our strength. In Bamako, student unions held forums to clarify the difference between delays and rejection. In Niamey and Ouagadougou, civil society groups took to the airwaves, educating citizens about international recognition and the power of manipulated narratives. Far from abandoning the passport, people pursued it with renewed fervor. By March 2025, applications surged by nearly 30%, a testament to their resolve. What was meant to break them only fueled their determination. On the global stage, AES leaders seized the moment. Burkina Faso's Ibrahim Traoré, Mali's Assimi Goïta, and Niger's Abdourahmane Chiani stood unyielding. They reframed the rumors as proof of Western unease. If they lie, they declared, it's because we're rising. Traoré, the bold voice of the Sahel, spoke with fire. We don't beg to exist. Our people demand we stand tall. His words resonated across Africa, from Ghana to Kenya, Nigeria to Tanzania, igniting praise for the Sahel's courage. For many, bureaucratic delays paled against a greater truth. Africa was acting without waiting for Western permission. Beyond Africa, reactions varied. In Washington and Brussels, analysts warned of a dangerous precedent, fearing other nations might follow the AES's lead. But in Asia and Latin America, China's support signaled the Sahel's growing global standing. Across the global south, the AES passport became a beacon of defiance and dignity. For the Sahel's people, the passport transcended its function. It was proof their leaders could withstand external pressure, evidence their sovereignty was real, and a reminder that dignity is claimed, not granted. The AES passport was never just a document, It was a battlefield of narratives, a test of trust, and a symbol of resilience under fire. It weathered rumors, disinformation, and doubt, emerging stronger. As Traoré declared, words that echoed across the continent, "We don't ask for freedom, we claim it." From Niamey's markets to Ouagadougou's streets, from Bamako to the halls of global diplomacy, one truth shone clear. Africa's awakening cannot be silenced. The storm meant to shatter the AES only forged it stronger. What was meant to sow, fear birthed resilience. What was designed to fracture trust became a rallying cry for unity. Today, the AES passport stands not just as a travel document, but as a testament to Africa's unyielding fight for dignity. It declares to the world, sovereignty isn't gifted by foreign powers, it's seized by the will of the people, and in the Sahel, that will burn brighter than ever.